The views expressed and the opinions given by the individual host and their guests do not necessarily reflect those of Para X, its affiliates, or its sponsors.
Step outside of your comfort zone. See the world with a whole new perspective. Join us and experience the unexplained on the Paranormal View.
And welcome everybody right here to the Paranormal View on the Parax Radio Network. I want to thank everybody for being here tonight, those in the chat room and those listening from around the world. We appreciate each and every one of you. If you are listening from somewhere other than in the chat room, feel free to come over to para-x.com, click on the live chat button, and you will be in with all these wonderful people, and you'll be able to interact with them and interact with us. And you can interact with us by sending a private chat to either Ceiling Kat, Jeffrey Gould, co-host Kat, or myself, Henry Foister. We will get those questions answered for you. And if you're listening from somewhere else and you got a question, you can take and send it to theparanormalview@gmail.com and just put attention question, and we will get that right over and answered for you. Tonight we have a show of a cast of thousands, and I mean it feels like that many. Not only are they live, but some's dead also.
Yeah.
We are broadcasting live tonight from the Historic Fairfield Inn in Fairfield, Pennsylvania, just outside of Gettysburg. So we have all kinds of people here tonight. We've had a crazy weekend because we investigated last night with, I don't know, a couple of crazy people. And then we tried to go out on the battlefield today, and we couldn't because it was pouring rain, and then we did some other things. And
that didn't stop me.
Now we're here tonight with all these crazy people.
Is that live or unlive? I'm not sure.
We had a great time last night, though. We're going to start off tonight, and we have with us Eric and Rebecca, and we're going to talk to them just for a few minutes. They are now owning Para-X, and they said if I'm not good, that'll be my last show.
We're shutting you off immediately.
So we have to do good on this show.
My finger's on the switch. Be quick.
So I want to welcome you guys to the Paranormal View.
Thank you.
No, thank you. It's quite an honor, Henry.
How do you welcome someone who owns it?
Yeah, really.
Excellent point.
You have to be gracious and, on bended knee and all that.
I'll take an extra beer.
No, I'll definitely take an extra beer.
Kat will get it for you.
Room service from the pub, please.
Which cat? There's two of us.
Whichever brings me the next beer.
There you go. All right. You guys just got in today, but you're only going to be here for just a little while. So you've never been here to the Historic Fairfield Inn?
Correct.
Yep.
What do you think of it just walking in?
It's freaking awesome. It's such a cool and imposing structure from the outside, and then you walk in and every inch kind of oozes history. It's great.
It is. It's a very interesting place.
And there was some guy followed me up the stairs, and then I turned around and he was gone.
He was gone.
So Eric's a ninja then? Or, oh, wait. No.
I would say as I was sitting at the pub enjoying a spirit of liquid variety, I can totally imagine a spirit of a different variety sort of sitting next to me and enjoying the same pint. But like I said, if the walls could talk in this place, they definitely would speak volumes.
So have you been up and down all 3 floors?
Yeah.
Have you been in the basement?
Not the basement yet.
They had some go down in the basement last night. I told them I'm not trying to maneuver on those stairs. So I don't know what's down there.
Yeah, I already banged my head on that.
Did you cast some blood or?
No. But basically what happened is the stairs are very narrow, and at the very bottom there's an air duct. And Josh, who is the general manager here, kept warning everyone, mind your head. everyone succeeded getting down there.
Except for you.
Except for me. I am,
Congratulations.
I think, the shortest one here, save for Tammy, and I bonked my head right on that air duct. So
Isn't there an easier way to dye your hair red?
thanks, Jeff.
He's a smartass of the group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
We're going from like bluish gray. We can add in like a little streak of red.
Yeah.
The night's still young. We can definitely
We
add it
can
for
do
you.
that, yeah.
He-
Yeah.
He's not the only one that's like that though. There's another one sitting over there that's kind of like the
Nice.
same way.
Multiple smarty pantses.
Oh, yeah.
That's why they're called a pair of pants.
Parapants. Excellent. Good form. Good form.
There he is.
Oh, by the way,
All this coming from a guy who's saying, "Have you ever been to the basement?" while he's pointing up.
That's true.
And sober. Excellent. All right.
Kat,
Yes.
can I ask you a question?
Sure.
So all these people out here might want to know, what are you doing?
I am live streaming us on Facebook right now.
So we're on Facebook Live right
yes,
now.
you are.
So if they wanted to see you live on Facebook, how would they want to see us?
Actually, I'm using it through my personal account, but it's public.
Oh, bugger.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Jeff. I wasn't fast enough to. I'll switch over to the Paranormal View group account. But at the moment, you can find me at Kat Klockow on Facebook. So it's facebook.com/Kat Klockow, KATKLOCKOW, and it's public, so you should be able to be watching this anyway.
Oh, there
Now,
you
is that
go.
recordable, or is that just your...
Yeah,
there
I
it
can
is?
download this later.
Oh, cool.
The
Okay,
only
yeah.
drawback is, Jeff, we can't hear your voice or Barbara's. So right now, it sounds like I'm literally speaking to the dead.
Nice. Or at least the voice is in your head, right?
So one of the voices in my head is a smarmy guy from Hollywood. Jeff never existed. It's just me doing all the voices.
So what do you do besides Parax, Eric?
Besides Parax, in the private world, I actually work in the insurance field, believe it or not. And like I said, I'm sorry, you were going to pipe in my
I'll
other
be
half?
good. I promise.
You'll what?
Is that why I got that email? Something about having to take out an insurance policy?
That might be part of it, yeah. No, but like I said, Parax is one part of my life. Paranormal investigating is another. I mean, the group that I belong with outside of Parax is part of a major paranormal, what do we call it, paranormal team, chain?
Sure.
Yeah, exactly.
So what is that?
You're my paranormal minion. What?
What's the name of it?
Otherwise known as TAPS.
Oh, you're with TAPS?
Yes.
Well, no. We're part of the TAPS family teams.
Okay.
Correct. So we're the Philadelphia affiliate for the TAPS family.
Okay, gotcha.
So that takes a significant part of it. Hence, like I said, Parax is like a sort of like a sister to that particular endeavor. But like I said, in the real world, quote unquote, I like I said, I do insurance and management. That's kind of scary.
You're boring.
I know. I do the boring corporate crap. I wear a shirt and tie and sit in my cube and whack at computer keys all day. It's actually dreadfully boring, I have to say.
Except, Eric, you also worked in the mental health field.
I
extensively as
did
well.
for 12 years before I came to my senses, I guess. Well, like I say, it takes one to know one. I did actually work in the psychiatric field. I worked in an inpatient psychiatric hospital as a clinician. It's where Harvard School of Medicine does their psychiatry rounds. So it's well-renowned. I'm not going to mention the name of the hospital, but that's actually where I spent most of my time learning clinical psychology. Yeah, I guess it as they say, it definitely takes one to know one.
So I understand why you're here tonight then. Because there is plenty of nuts here.
I feel like I'm in good company. I can hand around my business card, but I think that's kind of... I'll just cease and desist. I'll just back away from the mic now.
Why is he tongue-tied?
He's trying to be good.
I've had plenty of time at the pub. You would think I would
we
not
have this
be.
problem where we can't tell other shows that they have to be good and then not do that.
Oh.
So we're learning.
I always behave. Like I said, whenever I broadcast, like I said, this is like a set part of my show. I always have a beverage of some sort, usually a single malt scotch on the rocks on one hand. I have a great cigar on the other. And then at some point actually produce and press buttons and stuff and actually host and stuff?
No one needs to know what you do with your nose during the show.
I thought that was private. Actually, we're on Facebook. I can't do that now because there's probably kids watching. But
No,
right?
No.
There's no kid. All right, so maybe no, I'm not going to do that now. But yeah, maybe. Who knows how many drinks I might have before the night's over. But like I said, whatever I do in my private time that you can't see, because hence, like I say, I have a face made for radio. Whatever I do in my personal radio space is like me time. No one knows.
Except all the people listening.
Yeah, and everyone can now see how excited Henry is.
Look at the smile in his face.
It's just like,
you might have to back away from the table.
Can you make sure to show this giant computer he's got going on?
I'm saying, where are both of your hands right now?
I hope they're attached to my arm.
I hope so, but I can only see one hand. Back away from the table. The smile on your face is unbelievable. Are you okay?
No, I'm fine. I'm just listening to you guys.
Well, he was whipping it out apparently at the Shrine
We might
House.
have. Do we have an EMT on session? Are you sure?
Wait. Hold on. Stop talking. What?
Well,
Suddenly a family show went away there. Right?
yeah, we're not a family show this weekend. So, Kat, were you with them at the Schreiber House?
Yes.
Was he indeed whipping it out constantly and startling the poor tour guide docent?
Oh, always. And she thought that we were a bunch of nuts and in good company.
What was he whipping out?
I don't know, Kat.
Can we say that on the radio?
Kat, what was he whipping out?
Well, you've heard the saying, whatever happens in Gettysburg stays in Gettysburg.
Oh, look out.
Oh, they can't hear you talking.
What's the PG-13 version for that?
Yeah.
Apparently doesn't want to get up.
Come up to the mic.
Come up to the mic.
Please.
You sound like a distant
please.
ghost.
Come right up. I want to hear this. What was the PG-13 version of that?
I said
You
everybody
have to get
says
closer.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes, I can.
Whatever happens in Gettysburg stays in Gettysburg, so I'm not telling what's happening with Henry.
Oh. Was there Facebook video of that, I hope?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. That's awesome. And what was that? What was that account again?
Which one?
Whatever had the video of what Henry was whipping out.
You mean the Para Triple X?
We have a new station, a new affiliate that I did not know about. That's awesome. Dang. Nice. Thank you for letting me know.
You should never open your mouth.
Good form, Kat. Good form.
Never again, Henry.
Good form.
We're all twisted.
Oh, man.
We're all mad here.
You guys, I want to thank you guys for being able to make it here and be with us. I just hope you guys understand that when we get together to do our escape shows, you might say.
We can get away from this?
We're escaping from everything else to just to be crazy here.
They won't let us get away from it.
Yeah, we just laugh and are crazy the whole weekend that we're here. So that's all we was doing last night was before we started the investigation was just talking and laughing.
About goats.
Did you say goats or goats?
Goats.
Apparently, totes are goats.
And little kid will eat ivy. What? Huh? Did I miss something?
Goat hunters.
Oh my goodness.
We're all just trying to.
Episode of Goat Hunters.
I mean,
We're all just trying to
This
put in.
episode of Goat Hunters.
I'm
Henry
halfway.
finds a goat.
I'm halfway sober, but yet I don't understand what the heck you're talking about.
Clearly we missed something by showing up late.
You have to tell the story if you're going to say something.
Can I get the program of the Cliff Notes? What?
I know. So everyone. So we were standing, having dinner, I guess, and Henry was doing one of his best descriptions of an animal ever. And what was that description of an animal, Henry?
I think whatever he's drinking is going to come out of
I
his
don't even
nose.
remember.
I'm trying to remember myself. But it was like that goat thing with hooves. That animal with hooves. That goat thing. And it was just at the phrase, that goat thing, that just made me crack up and I started crying from the laughter. Yeah.
So it's not like Black Phillip showed up from the Witch movie, or
No, not that cute. Oh, I know what it was. Steve, you were talking about the thumping in one of your investigations, wasn't it? Yes.
Thumper. And it was
Is that like if the bedroom's thumping, don't come a knocking or something?
Henry immediately said, well, there was an animal like that back in the 1800s. They had pictures of it. I've seen them.
Yes, that's what it was.
Oh, look
Better than
out.
saying he took them.
Is that legal in
wasn't
Pennsylvania?
What I said. No, I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
No, I
You
said
had like 20 witnesses, dude.
I said
Henry,
I-
it's over. Time to lay down.
There's
Nice.
a bed right over there.
There's quite a few people on it, though.
That there is true. That is true.
wow.
Hi.
No, they can't. So,
No, they can't what?
Barbara, do you have any questions for these guys?
Is she okay? Is she...
Did you break her?
I don't know. Is Barbara still on?
I think, has anybody done an alcohol meter test on all of you?
I refuse to take that. That's a violation of my Fourth Amendment.
And fifth.
You're
Illegal
going to break a Barbara.
You didn't hear what she said. No.
They had to get the Rorschach
She
cards
said,
out.
Did anyone put an alcohol test on any of you?
We all came back positive. Yes. All right. That sort of squares that away.
I will say the owner of this particular establishment also owns a winery here in the county. So
Right.
there's plenty of...
Wait, is that why for dinner I had Tears of Gettysburg?
yeah, maybe.
Nice. Okay.
Wow.
It's called what?
It's called
Tears of Gettysburg.
Really?
Yes.
It's a little salty.
Actually, there was a chunk of something in the last glass I had, so
Ooh.
it might have been.
Oh, that's nasty. Chunks of something. Oh, that's so gross. Dare I ask what the chunk was?
Rock salt or something?
It looks a little salty.
I can't touch that one with a 10-foot
If
pole.
it was rock salt, we have serious problems.
You guys going to keep on. Eric's going to pull a plug on my show.
Where's the switch? Where's the switch?
No, I am the keeper of the red button. You just sit over there.
Yeah, the switch is right over
Now,
there.
normally we have to wait like minutes before it gets this insane on these live
Oh,
Gettysburg
no,
shows.
it's been like this since Thursday.
Aren't you glad you had us over?
We are glad that you guys.
You second guessing that, like you give me like the signal, like never again. What the bleep are we thinking?
Next time we're going far, far away
Exactly.
from you.
Don't tell these people that are showing up.
Let me tell you, you guys ain't going to be the worst one that's on tonight.
Well, we have to behave. We haven't let the toddler loose.
There's some others that's going to be coming up that, just top you guys all over.
We're going to listen live. Let me just tell you on the ride home.
I hope so.
Behave.
Well, now that the new site is almost ready, it will be mobile enhanced, so I can listen the whole way home.
Oh, that's nice.
Mobile enhanced.
It will.
Oh,
be.
you didn't know that. That's right.
Are you
yeah, I
getting a
didn't-
Para X app or something?
Yes.
I'm very sorry. Hold on. Exclusive news. No,
Oh.
our new site that's coming shortly is actually mobile responsive, so you guys will all be able to hear the whole way home on your phones.
So not only a very nice and very beautiful new PowerX website, but also mobile enhanced.
Very
So you can
good.
listen to PowerX on your mobile phone.
Fancy.
Yes, because I can't do the chat room on my Android.
You still can't do the chat room on your Android.
What?
You still won't be able to do the chat room. That's
No.
I'm sorry.
But you'll be able to listen in live digital sound.
Well, I was doing that with Tuned In app when I was in London back in 2013. It was like 1 a.m, but I was able to listen to the show live. But I couldn't go into the chat room, but I was able to communicate with the show via Twitter and such like that.
Yeah, we're still working on the chat room, so small baby steps.
Small baby steps. There you go.
So you guys got an exclusive. There you go.
Ooh. I feel important now.
Yeah.
You should. I was going to save that for our show. I was like, nah.
Oh.
Mostly because I was just excited I got it to work.
High five. High
That
five.
was like the
All
worst
right.
high five ever.
Backhand. Thank you.
You invented the backhand high five.
That's too much work.
Well, that sounds very good. So, anything you guys got you want to ask these guys that was investigating last night?
All right, so I want to know who was laying in bed and was getting bounced around, because I heard that story.
Is that a paranormal moment? Or is that a private moment?
I don't know. I just heard bits and pieces
Dare
that
even-
somebody was sitting on a bed or lying in bed and they were being touched. I don't know.
Don't look out. This
Oh,
might.
that was Kat.
Oh, look out! This might be going in territory we not want. But hey, I will volunteer my mic for this one, please.
Yeah, Kat, did you have someone join you in bed last night?
Oh, look out! Please step right
Yeah,
up to the
Carrie
mic.
was there.
Who was there?
Oh,
Oh, this is getting even better. I want a front row seat. Please come right up to the mic.
Okay. Yeah, Carrie and I were in our one room, and it was about 5 o'clock in the morning. I had to get up and take care of some business, and got back in bed, and Carrie was snoring, so I could hear her, but then suddenly I hear something breathing, almost like they were having a hard time breathing, like they were rasping, almost like a dog panting, and the next thing I know, I feel a hand, knee, literally coming up from the bottom of the bed, coming up in between the two of us, and by the time they got face to us, they just stopped breathing and collapsed. And I knew it wasn't her, so that was interesting. She slept right through it, but...
So she missed it, but would you chalk that up to as a good experience or not a good experience?
It was weird.
In between, it was kind of weird.
Yeah, just weird. I mean, I've had stranger things happen before, so...
I can only imagine.
Yeah, of course I had to check and make sure that it wasn't Henry. But
all right. Stop the show right there. All right,
How do I get involved?
Put
in
the
all
brakes
this?
on right there.
Wait, did they leave you their number, at least?
There was no business card, no number, nothing.
no, just an impression on the bed.
Just call me, maybe. Nothing.
They left one on the
Dang, why don't I get those experiences?
I don't know. I've never had a bed do impressions before.
All right, well, I think we should turn the mics over to somebody who's actually been here and more exciting than us.
Yes.
We're not exciting.
You're right. We should turn.
Really?
You guys are brilliant.
Well, I didn't
Thank
say
you.
that.
I appreciate that. Our 18-month-old is saying it's time for me to go to bed, so we need to focus our attentions elsewhere, I think.
I'm going to open the
Well,
door.
it's pretty
and let her
vocal for an
scream.
18-month-old.
Exactly. That's her voice right there. I just channeled her through.
That was
There
not
she
a-
is, right there.
That was a vulture.
I was a baby vulture saying there's dead
More
carcass.
more like a ventriloquist act.
Very nice. All right, so let's turn over our mics.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Who we got coming up next?
if we can get... Oh, yeah, that's really helpful, guys. That's super helpful.
We need two.
We're not all seeing the live stream, by
Yeah,
the way.
it's Steve and Tabby. Oh, thank you, Mike. Yeah.
I don't care what two.
Steve Shockley?
Yes, sorry. I'm going to end the live stream.
And we got
Don.
So, yeah, it was Steve and Tabby Cat pointing at each other. Like, yeah, go talk to them.
sit down and get up to the mic. Okay, we now have Kat Gash, known as Tabby. She is not in the chat room because she is live here. We also have Don Rickles. Oh, I'm sorry.
Hey, hockey puck.
We have Steve Shockley, known as Rock with a Shock.
Well, that's right. Now that I can't see the mic, I'm right here. Actually, what Tabby didn't tell you was that it was hand, knee, heavy breathing, hand, knee. What are you wearing? And the goat said,
You guys ain't right.
And there it is.
You just now figured that out?
And all right, for our listeners that are listening in chat room and around the world, you can now find us at the Paranormal View community page. There's a live feed there of what's going on now.
Live feed on the Paranormal View
Yes.
community page.
Yep.
Yes. So we are being streamed live. I don't know why, but we are.
Because I feel like it.
And she said she can do it, so we're going to see what it's like. Funny, though, why the camera is not turned on her none.
Now it is.
Okay, good.
Hi, everyone.
See? All right.
Is this through a camera or for the phone?
This is through my
I guess
phone.
Through her iPhone.
Yeah.
So
You're doing it landscape or portrait?
It's portrait. Sorry.
What's wrong, Jeff?
No, it's just people still doing that.
Well, in all fairness, Jeff, you can shoot it with your iPhone or your Android, either landscape or portrait. However, regardless of the position your phone is in, it will broadcast over Facebook as portrait only.
Will it? Oh,
Yes.
I would have thought that Facebook would be able to make it look, regular.
They
Right.
haven't gotten there yet.
So if she turns the camera, it'll go in the landscape for her, but everybody viewing it on Facebook will look like they've been wearing a neck brace for 9 years.
Yeah. We'll all have to turn sideways.
Yeah.
Okay. Last night,
Yes,
we
sir.
got to investigate this place.
Yes.
We broke up into groups.
Yes, we did. And then we threw you in the basement and locked the door.
And I believe Kat was with you. Tabby Cat was with you. Steve was with us. We did upstairs to start with. You guys went to the basement to start with.
No, I wasn't with that.
Where was you at?
I was upstairs here in this room.
Oh, you was up here with us. You was the only one who went to the basement.
I was in the basement with Nancy DeTardra and Josh and
Don
Mike
and Don
and Don
And Dawn.
and Tammy.
There you are.
Well, where is Nancy at? Is she supposed to be here tonight?
Nancy is on her way, as well as Tiffany and Joe.
And Tiffany and Joe. Okay, so we got others coming. Carrie is not up here. You may not see her up here, and I'll tell you why. I can't get her to talk.
Well, we saw her earlier.
Yeah.
I shot a video. She walked through, so she exists.
She exists.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll get her up here in just a little bit. So with that, let's start with the basement. You went to the basement. What'd you guys see down there?
Well, mostly, most of the time that we were down there, myself and Don both, we saw white lights. Tammy also saw the white lights, kind of moving around. We saw a certain amount of shadows, and what we kind of picked up on more than anything else was a number of African Americans that were probably there as part of the movement of the Underground Railroad. A great deal of sadness, a great deal of strife, a little bit of closed off feeling, and Nancy and I both picked up on a young man that was a soldier. We figured out that he came from Tennessee. Tammy thought that he maybe smoked a cigar or something. I said, no, he had a chaw in his mouth, which means that he was chewing tobacco. And it was just an interesting feel down there, but it was just really odd that we saw those white lights. And they had a tendency to hover around the manager here, Josh. And he felt it too. We felt strange cold spots. The EMF detector was going up and down. The temperature was fluctuating. And it was just an interesting feel. You know, it felt very sad. You really couldn't stay down there for too long.
Yeah, and there's a lot of EMF down there because Darcy was doing a EMF sweep of the place, and she suggested that no one stay down there longer than a half an hour.
We're missing Craig. Where's he at?
Probably
He and
down-
Carrie are probably...
We got Tina.
Yeah.
Where is
There's Tina.
Darcy? Did Darcy leave or something? Is she here?
We haven't seen her. She went off to go do something and haven't been.
Disappeared?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Maybe the place has a portal and they all got sucked in.
What's with you and portals?
I don't know. That's what these guys keep telling me on Ghost Stalkers or whatever. Their place got a portal.
Guess it's better than having a thing with porta potties.
They got those all over the battlefield, so you can't miss them.
Yeah. So was that all you guys got down there?
Pretty much. I listened to some of my audio. I didn't get anything on my
Nothing on
audio
audio?
per
I
se,
have not
but
listened to any of mine yet. So.
no, just bits and pieces. Now, most of the activity, at least last night, happened in Tina's room more than anything else. At least for me, it was just wow.
Activity in Tina's room?
Yeah, activity
Really?
in Tina's room.
Wow.
Look, just because the chandelier is broke, I don't want to talk about it.
Wow, they broke the chandelier.
Yeah, we broke the
Apparently.
chandelier.
What
Oh
did
my
you
God.
guys do after we left?
Who was doing the Tarzan yell?
The who?
That's not the kind of swinger party we should be talking about.
Are you trying to say they were swinging on the chandelier?
More likely jumping on the bed and hitting our head on it.
Is that what you was doing?
No,
That's what it was.
This is getting
I'm
weirder.
I'm looking at the streaming video, and I've always heard voices, so I'm not necessarily catching who's who. Visual. I mean, obviously we're looking at Henry right now,
Oh, you are? Really?
and you're
Well, hi.
slowly panning.
We are.
It might be running a little slow, maybe behind what she's...
It may be a few seconds,
Sending.
yeah,
Yeah.
delay.
Yeah.
Now we're looking at pensive Kat and
Yeah,
I guess
this
that's
is like.
Steve.
Yeah. I guess that's Steve.
I don't know. You haven't met in person.
Yes, that's Steve.
Well, that's right, Jeffrey. Tell him what he's won, Bob. He's won these keys to a brand new screen door.
Yeah, the time sync is way off. So
Oh, okay.
That's right. That's the way you get my jokes minutes later. Built-in delay. Does anybody else smell citrus? Orange?
Yes.
Yes, I sprayed that in the
Oh,
bathroom
okay.
first.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, that goat again.
Yeah, that was a funkier smell.
Aren't you glad it's not spirit?
you having problems?
Yeah, I don't have
Why?
enough hands for life.
What do you need?
I just need to plug in my phone into my computer so I can have power.
Oh, she's about to go away.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, if she loses power, she is.
If
So,
she has any more wires sticking out,
we
of her,
have-
I know, right?
she's going to
There
take
it is.
off.
We have a ton of people on here. We was up in Steve's room for a little bit, asking questions and shining the lights,
Right.
the grid light, and trying to get anything. Did we ever get anything?
I don't know if we got anything because I really didn't listen to the. I have to listen to EVPs on
I
headphones,
haven't
but
either. So
Tammy and I went downstairs for breakfast this morning, and when we came back upstairs, my door was locked with the deadbolt from the inside. The deadbolt, the top deadbolt, which I don't have a key for, was the only one locked, and it had to be locked from the inside. And other than that door, there's no access to my room. So we found that to be a very interesting statement, being locked out.
very good. I know how they done it. Tina came in through the.
No. You know what?
did breakfast
I
with
checked. No, that door locks on Tina's side and my side. She can undo the bolt from her side, but I checked. My side of this door was locked. There's no way anyone could have come in through that door.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Carrie and I were having problems with our door
Yeah.
where it refused to lock. And Josh was telling me this evening that up until we got here, he hasn't had any problems with that door.
Oh.
Of
Really?
course, this is what happens when Steve doesn't pay his mini bar bill.
Right. So we
Isn't
just
that on somebody else's check?
we just had Josh walk into the
Yes.
room, and he's the general manager.
We're going to try and get him in.
Yes.
And
I like
talk
how
with him
Kat's
for a
like,
few
and I'm
minutes.
gone.
We're going to talk with him for a few minutes
Yeah.
to find out about the historic haunted Fairfield Inn.
Yeah.
So,
Here you go, sir. Have a seat.
All right, thank you.
all right, you just have to be up close to the microphone.
All right.
Fine.
Is that good?
That's good. Perfectly. And you are the
General manager
General
of the
manager.
Historic Fairfield Inn. I've been the general manager here since July of 2016, but I was also a chef here from August 2010 until the end of 2011.
Wow. So then you've been here and heard some of the stories about different things that happen here,
Yes.
and you've had some personal experiences also.
Yes, I've had personal experiences. I've heard lots of stories and seen lots of pictures that surprised me at times.
Okay. First, before we actually start finding out about it, I want to take the time to actually thank you for letting us come in, do our show from here, and all the hospitality that you guys have really shown us.
Well, thank you, and thank you for coming here. I've had a great time, especially last night, staying with everyone, getting to meet everyone, and this morning at breakfast, hearing how good of a time everyone had.
And I heard that because we were so nuts that this is our last trip.
Did not know that.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Just kidding. We've had a great time, though. But you see how nutty we are, and we just laugh all the time. What's some of the things? Now, you wasn't a believer to start with.
No, I never really believed. I'm not someone who's usually in tune to that sense where you see people, feel the presences. You know, I never knew much about it. It never really followed into the ghost hunting. You know, I would do the ghost walks in Gettysburg occasionally just because it's something to do, and it's popular in Gettysburg, and there's not much else to do in this area other than drink on a evening. So it's either this area is either go out, have some drinks, or go on a ghost hunt. And it's good to change it up. I know. I can go ghost hunting or Gettysburg ghost tour and then have a few drinks, but it was never really more of a believer. It was more of like, it's entertainment.
Oh. Barbara, if you and Jeff have questions, just jump right in, because I'm sure that you guys probably have a lot.
Well, I was just trying to look up Josh online, and apparently the historic the fairfieldinn.com does not mention the staff, so I can't really link to him yet.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll find him.
That kind of sounds like a threat. I'll find him.
Well,
Actually, the site that does vaguely refer to ghosts, but it doesn't really focus on it.
Okay, not. Okay, never mind. Sorry, Jeff. Say that again.
I was saying that the site sort of vaguely, if you look up the word ghost in their search term, it'll bring up blogs like, well, they say there's some, there might be experiences, but it doesn't really focus on it. Sort of like, please stay here and enjoy our ghosts.
Yeah, the owner does not believe in ghosts. When I tell him I'm staying all night with everyone to ghost hunting, he just has a look at me like, Josh, really, you're going to do that? And I said, yeah. I enjoy it. Our guests enjoy it. And this is something that, the part of our goal is to make sure guests that come to Gettysburg have the experience they want. If they want a ghost experience, the Fairfield Inn is a great place for them to come. If they want a historical experience, it's a great place to come. If they don't believe in ghosts, it's still a great place because we're going to give you great hospitality, and I will make you not believe that you're going to be scared from a ghost if I have to do that.
And you have a bar, and you also have dining.
Yes, that is correct.
And then tonight, it's not a historical reenactment, but there's a special dinner happening.
Yes, the second and fourth Saturdays of the month, we have a Civil War era dinner magic show with Civil War era ghost stories.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
It is.
Yeah.
But we also do other historical events. We have historical reenactors that do Abraham Lincoln, Robert E. Lee, Ulysses S. Grant, telling the stories of those historical figures that stopped in the area at various times.
Wow, that's neat.
And there's a magic show with it as well?
Yes, for the Civil War era dinner theater, we do a Civil War era magic show, and then the person changes character and tells ghost stories of the area.
And how can people get tickets or learn about more of the events?
They can go to www.thefairfieldinn.com and click on the events tab. It should be updated for the events through the end of July. And then also they can give me a call at 717-642-5410. If I don't answer the phone, leave me a message.
Okay, thank you. And we just got a comment in the chat room from Cater, and he says, I just saw the menu and I'm hungry now.
Yes.
The menu for the Fairfield Inn. It's all delicious food.
I recommend the pork medallions. It's a dish that the chef and I co-created together. But the ham and bean soup with chicken and biscuits is what we are famous for.
Yeah, the biscuits are delicious.
Yeah, and I had the pork medallions last night. They were good.
Yeah.
Yes, very
The
good.
crab cakes are to die for. No pun intended.
Yeah.
So when what's some of the things that you actually have had happen to you that you've seen?
A lot of the stories revolve around the coins. Our well used to be behind the inn, and when they closed off the well, the tradition became people would put coins on the walls, in the cracks in the walls, and we'd have wishing walls instead. So I find coins in the weirdest places where no one else should be able to go except me and the staff. About 2 weeks ago, I grabbed a ladder out of a closet in the back in the kitchen, and about 87 cents, I think it was, fell off the ladder. It's in a closet. It's away from guests. No one's leaving coins around the house for that. Coins just randomly start falling from there. I've opened my walk-in refrigerator and had coins just fall and start rolling across the walk-in refrigerator. Again, not a place where anyone's allowed to place coins, visit, see the inn at this time.
And these are current coins, or not like Civil War coins?
These are all current. Last year we collected $237.
Whoa!
That we collected and donated to the organization Polio Plus to help end polio around the world.
Wow, ghosts really know how to tip.
Yes, and our guests do too.
So when guests stay here, and I think I can ask this question, Tina, you'd be okay with it. Tiffany would be like, no. What are the most reported ghost encounters that people are having at the Historic Fairfield Inn?
A lot of it, people that are more sensible to it than me, still a lot of people talk about the apps that they use on their phones. A lot of people love the phone app system. So, I had a couple here a couple weeks ago that talked about the first time they stayed here about 2 years ago when they first started dating. They were laying in the bed, had the app out, and it was saying inappropriate, constantly. So, the phone apps actually seem to have worked around here for very things. Someone asked, what do you think of the owner? And they had the response, Cram, which is the owner's name.
Oh, that's neat.
And that's not a usual word that any of us would use except for the name of the owner.
Right.
And we've had people in the chat room say that the chicken and biscuits are good there. So
yes,
we know that somebody that's listening tonight has been here.
Well, great. Thank you.
And Patsy said Josh is a star, so you're a big hit, I guess.
Yes.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
So, what when you wasn't a believer, what was some of the first things that happened to you that made you start wondering maybe there's something to this paranormal?
Just the people that I would talk to were very enthralled by it, and it interested them. So, just started looking at it, and I remember one time someone had set up a deer hunting trail cam in their room, and while the lady was getting dressed, it was taking pictures, and there was a Civil War figure standing in front of her while she was in her undergarments that she showed me the picture of, and I couldn't disprove that there would be a ghost in front of her because it looked like a Civil War figure of a ghost standing in front of her watching her get dressed.
And which
and that
room
was
this in?
Oh, yours, Kat.
Oh, perfect.
So everyone's is there a request on the line for Kat to post pictures from her room now?
Oh no, this is not going to go a good way.
It's not.
No.
No, we
and Steve hasn't even been able to chime in with a joke on that yet.
Yeah, really.
His tongue's tied.
I'm just enjoying watching the expressions on Kat's face. I don't believe I've seen that shade of red before.
Red, white, and blue. She's the U.S. flag.
She's very patriotic. Now she's going to pose tonight. Dun, 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 dun.
And then we'll get a bunch of soldiers. Oh man, that's funny.
Well, we've got the whole hotel. Most of the people, or a lot of the people that was with us last night and tonight, had rooms. They got rooms that they're
Yes.
staying here.
Mm-hmm.
I blocked off all the rooms, would not let anyone else except your group stay tonight because I wanted to make sure you had the best experience, and I didn't want any other guests to risk having a bad experience if you were up and 3 in the morning, you're still doing your paranormal investigation. It's a 260-year-old house. You cannot walk around without making noise.
Right. Very
That's
true
very
on that.
true.
Yes.
Which is funny because this morning, I think Kat actually, so Kat's actually holding the Facebook live stream right now, but you heard people walking around on the second floor because both of our rooms are on the second floor. And I know it woke me up enough that I actually wrote a little sign because our breakfasts are usually served at 8:30 here.
8:30, yes.
And they are fantastic. But for us, because we were all the private party, you moved it to 10 a.m. for us. Thank you so much. We all needed extra sleep.
So did I. Don't. It
Okay.
was a little self-centered too.
Okay.
Don't.
But I could hear somebody walking around as well, and so I wrote a quick little note and put it on the floor so everyone else could read it if they happened to walk by. That said, breakfast is going to be at 10, not at 8:30, because I could hear people walking around. Yeah, it turns out it was no one in the actual.
Yeah, I was still
hotel.
asleep.
Yeah, it was. We were hearing somebody walking around.
When we first got here on the Friday night, before anybody got here, I was here and Tabby Cat came into my room. We had a little chat, and then Mike showed up, and we could hear people walking outside my door. First a couple of footsteps, and then 2 sets of footsteps, and then 3. And we figured that they were, we got an EVP, and all we could hear is, "Where's Cat's room?"
Man! Which is hilarious because there is not like a lot of activity.
So when you get a
happening.
shower tonight, just remember, go away.
Go
away.
Yeah.
They'll be there.
Yeah. Actually, we haven't gotten into any of the history of the building.
All right. Well, the land here was deeded in 1755 by the Calverts of Maryland. The original part of the house was built in Maryland. It never moved. Maryland and Pennsylvania were arguing who owns what land. In 1760, Mason and Dixon began their expedition to create the line. In 1767, the line was official. We were to pay taxes to the Quakers in Pennsylvania and no longer to the Catholics in Maryland. So people were, at the time, were also arguing by their religion is how they would want to pay their taxes, not just necessarily because everyone argued who owned this land.
Mm-hmm.
Then, in the 1786, the children built an addition to the house. That's where most of our guest rooms are, and built the inn and tavern. It's been in continuous operation, depending on what you read, from 1786 to 1820, and continually operating ever since then, depending on just where you read the information.
Wow.
Some prominent people that stayed here. We believe Patrick Henry may have. His aunt was the original owner of the house.
Oh.
Give me liberty or give me death. And then Thaddeus Stevens would come here, have a drink. He was building a railroad in the area called the Tapeworm Railroad. He was...
I love that name.
What the heck would they name it that?
I was a way to insult the railroad. A lot of people didn't like Thaddeus Stevens. He owned a steel mill in the area, so he made the railroad the longest possible route to get around the mountains, and it would wind its way around the mountains like a tapeworm. So it was a way to insult his railroad. He was profiteering off of the government and building this railroad and creating its route because he owned the steel to build the rails.
That is unbelievable to think that a lawyer would do that.
That's correct. You never would think a lawyer and politician would ever con money out of the government.
I'm shocked.
Just want to let you know, because you don't have a computer, one of your favorites is on here.
One of my favorites?
Yeah. She flies around on a broom.
On a balloon?
On a balloon.
It's Marla in
Would
Up.
you like to fly on my friendly balloon? Marla!
And all this time, I thought I was Steve's favorite.
Oh! Oh! He's speechless.
Do you happen to crawl on your hands and knees while breathing heavy? Oh, I don't know. There's nothing I can say to that,
Yes.
Susie, but
You had him speechless.
well, not quite.
My job is done.
Hi, Marla.
Of course, she's not saying anything.
Yeah, well,
In spring, she may
is she
be
typing in
flying
the room?
around on a bloom.
On a balloon.
On a bloom.
All right. Well, you guys, if you ever get a chance to come up to this, the Fairfield Inn,
Yes.
1757, the Historic Fairfield Inn, you will not be disappointed. It's not only an incredible building, but an incredible piece of history with some absolute activity.
Oh, yes.
But the staff is incredible. It's
Yes.
this guy here bent over backwards to make every moment of our stay the best ever.
Let's not forget that they have specially gotten a landline for Henry's computer so we can broadcast live from here. And it's like connected to the office right below
Yes.
us, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
That's dedication. Thank you, sir.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
I want to thank you for everything that you've done. You guys just did a great job. We want to thank you for actually having us come in and do this. And last night you got to investigate with us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was investigating certain parts of the house with you, and
So do you get to investigate? Or do you have many groups come in here to investigate?
every so often I have a couple groups from the Gettysburg area that will investigate. It's not very often that people want to book the entire inn, so
who's your favorite?
I'm having a great time with this group, and I also yes.
Well said.
And but there's, I also have some fun with some other people in the Gettysburg area that do book with other groups and have their party with the paranormal after party. Sometimes I've had a good time with them at times too.
Great. Enjoy it. So if you would like a great place to come, be entertained, great meals, great rooms, and have great investigations, you might want to think about the Fairfield Inn.
I'm also going to offer a discount for any listeners. Monday through Thursday, either of our suites, the 3 Colonel Suite or the 1757 Suite, 10% off. Do an online booking for a night, Monday through Friday night, anytime. With the code Paranormal View, you'll get a 10% discount for those rooms.
Wow! Woo! Listen to that. Yes, sir.
Of course, it's not retroactive, Henry, so, calm down.
Well,
I took care of Henry, though. Don't worry.
Oh, yeah.
This is actually the best EVP we've ever heard. Henry's not here. He's a ghost.
He said that.
He said he took care of you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow, that just died.
Whack 'em good.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Everyone's
been
just
whacked
shaking
off.
their
Do I
head.
hear a mandolin playing?
It's a banjo.
It's a banjo.
Why, ding, 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 ding.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Barbara, you got some more questions? Because I know you usually have a ton.
Well, I'm interested in the background of the inn and when did it set up to be an inn, or and what type of activity from the war was around there. Obviously, there was a battle, but what role did the location play in the battleship there?
I was having a little trouble hearing it. It said, what drew me to this?
No, she says she's aware that there was a battle in Fairfield, but
Yes.
what role did the inn play?
Well, 8 months before Gettysburg, the inn played a role of being robbed by Jeb Stuart and his cavalry. They stole our whiskey, flour, and rum. From our next door neighbor, they robbed for general supplies, and they kidnapped our postmaster. After the Battle of Gettysburg, when the Confederate troops marched past here, the inn and local town folks fed the Confederate troops the ham and bean soup, and chicken and biscuits has also been rumored to have been served to some of the officers. Robert E. Lee, I'm told, did actually have dysentery at the time with the Battle of Gettysburg, so he probably did not want ham and bean soup.
So after
He
the battle
wasn't
took
even on
place-
the Oregon Trail.
After the battle took place, the Confederate troops came through Gettysburg, came through Fairfield on their retreat home. About half the Confederate army marched past the Fairfield Inn.
But they took care of the wounded.
We did also become a hospital. The house across the street and then the church 2 buildings away also became hospitals in town. And it's been well documented on their hospital.
Would have that been treating the Confederates as they come through, or would it been
usually in the Gettysburg area, the Union troops were treated first. There were times where the Confederates were left out in the fields to die, unfortunately, a little bit longer. But we did treat both Union and Confederate troops.
And the room that I have, which is called the 3 Colonels room, was used for long-term care.
Yes, I was always told it was used for long-term care for 3 officers after the Battle of Gettysburg.
Do you know what the officers' names was?
It's written down somewhere. I do not remember their names off the top of my head.
Do you know?
Give me a minute, I'll get it.
Yes.
Okay.
There's a paper that has it.
And by long term, what were their wounds?
What were their wounds?
Yeah.
I do not know.
But obviously
this
they couldn't
is what was
move for
passed
periods
down.
of time.
I did not do this research, so I'm not sure. I've heard different things over the years, but according to the research that was done before I was here, Colonel D.H. Christie, Lieutenant Colonel R.D. Johnston, both of the 23rd North Carolina, and Lieutenant Colonel W.J. Greens of Rhodes staff sought refuge at the inn, with scores more of Confederate wounded until the roads were cleared.
So those were all 3 Confederate officers?
Yes.
Very good. So what spirits have you heard that are here in the inn?
Well, we, Kat and everyone was excited this morning about a mixed lady that they met. That's Kat said. She said she got paid.
Oh, yes. So we were actually in Tina's room last night during the investigation, and we ran into a woman who was... do you want to come and share the story, Tina? You're like champing at the bit here.
No, it's okay.
Come on in. Bye, Steve.
Hi, Steve. Boy, that was quick.
That's the second time. So please start us off, because you were present when she walked in.
Okay, we were in the room and we noticed that the corner of the room was starting to get darker and darker, and a woman manifested. This was actually a very beautiful mixed race woman. She had very like an aquiline nose, very long neck. Her hair was done very well.
She had the best cheekbones.
She was very beautiful, and her hair was done nicely, and she had a net that held it up. I mean, she was very vivid. We could see her. Not all of us, but a lot of us could. She had a red and white patterned dress on. She was just a really beautiful woman. And while we were there, we kept asking questions using the K2 every time it lit up as a way for her to answer us. And one of the questions we asked was, what was your name? And we kept saying, it's an L name, it's an L name. I said Lita, and then no blip on the K2, so we figured, okay, that's not it. And then we came up with
Lucella.
Yeah,
it was just the name popped into my head. It was just Lucella, and I when I just said, "Is it Lucella?" The thing went to bright red.
Red, yeah. So we all that's her name. So we started calling her that. And then one of the things that she kept saying over and over again was she was born here. She was born here. We got out of her that what we thought was that she was an upper housemaid, which would have been somebody who would have cleaned the bedrooms of the people who owned the house instead of just like a parlor maid for downstairs. And she was very proud of her position.
Yeah.
And she kept saying over and over again that she got paid.
Yeah. It was, I got paid.
I got paid.
That was how
yes.
she said it to me. I got paid.
Yeah, over and over again. She was born here. She had never been a slave, and
she was
paid.
very emphatic. She's like, I've never been a slave.
Yeah.
And there was another gentleman in the room as well, but we can talk about him later.
Yes.
So downstairs in the tavern area. That's actually where breakfast is served. So we go downstairs and we're having the wonderful chicken and waffles. It's fantastic.
Yes.
I don't know what the secret is to the fried chicken here, but it's so much better than KFC. And bam, mic drop. Other than I still need to use it. And yeah, who found the photo? We were all done.
I pointed it out to Darcy. She was talking about how everyone said, and as the word she used, a mulatto was that. And there was a story about, according to the history someone did, they had a picture of a lady next to Thaddeus Stevens' picture, and they said it was the woman that she ran around with, who some people said she was a business partner, some people said it was more than that, depending on what people thought of Thaddeus Stevens, what they would call her. And but she was left a lot of money, so I mentioned that little bit of a story to Darcy.
Yeah, Darcy.
Yeah.